All right, guys, well, let's get right into it. We want to welcome Kyler Murray to the NFL. Just 1 week ago, #1 overall pick. He put on a near-flawless performance in his preseason debut for the Cardinals, completing 6 of 7 passes. And then last night, Murray reminded us, yep, he is a rookie. On top of taking a safety and being called for a delay of game and 2 false starts, Murray finished just 3 of 8 for 12 yards. Then there's Baltimore's second-year quarterback Lamar Jackson. He also took the field last night. He's still struggling to turn up his passing game, completing 6 of 10 passes for 58 yards, but continues to prove that he is the most dangerous when he's running the ball. Like when he juked a Green Bay defender, hurdled another to make an 18-yard touchdown run. A score that was later called back, but guys, still, come on. So as of now, who do you think is the more intriguing quarterback? Is it Kyler Murray or is it Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I can start this one. I'm more intrigued by Lamar Jackson, and maybe it's my bias with this fly purple coat that I got on, but I think what they're doing down there is more exciting. I like bringing in Greg Roman, who's an accomplished offensive coordinator who knows how to work with these type of athletic quarterbacks. I'm more intrigued by what they're going to do there. And I really like Kyler Murray coming out, but I have concerns about Cliff Kingsbury and the offense that he's bringing in. As sophisticated as he may think it is, it's still a college offense that he ran in college with very limited success.
Well, more exciting. I don't know how you could say what's going on in Baltimore is more exciting. What's happening in Arizona, Dominique, promises to either be a revolution in professional football or an absolute bust, flat-on-your-face fall. And yet another experiment in innovating what we already know as professional football. But I got to tell you, I'm intrigued by Kyler. And I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't get the note or the memo, and everybody else is treating this like Black Monday, like the stock market crash of 1987, but there's sell orders all over Kyler. Every time I look around today, it's, oh my God, he was 3 of 8, false starts, delay of game. Yeah, okay, typical rookie stuff. The thing about Kyler Murray is he was a perfect fit for the experiment in Arizona. Steve Keim, the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, has called him a generational quarterback. He's not that, Dominique. I think you and I both know that. That's Peyton Manning. That was what Andrew Luck was supposed to be. That's perhaps Trevor Lawrence. But what Kyler was hand in glove, a perfect fit for Cliff Kingsbury. If you're going to do the Cliff Kingsbury experiment, go all the way. And the truth is, Dominique, I actually liked some of what I saw from Kyler last night. In his first outing in game 1, he was 6 for 6, but it was a lot of short passes. I mean, they went downfield for like 2 or 3 yards. They traveled in the air longer because they were going mostly sideways. But last night, I saw him making reads, making some decisions, being more patient, being confident. There was a couple of passes downfield last night, Dominic, that he missed. Make no mistake. Right. He missed, but he was just off by a little bit. And I saw this guy in college hit those passes. What I saw last night was promising. It's still there. The question, as you point out, Dominique, is the coach going to put him in a position to succeed?
Yeah. I mean, you used the word revolutionary, but you used it for the wrong offense. I think if anything is going to be revolutionary, and I think John Harbaugh said it himself, he used that word exactly to say what they're going to do in Baltimore. That's going to be revolutionary, where you take the quarterback back to being something like a running back, back to the NFL 50 or to pro football 50, 75 years ago. Like, that's more of a revolution than what they're doing with Cliff Kingsbury. I think the air raid offense, I think everyone knows that aspects of it has been used in the NFL to some success, but I don't know that Cliff Kingsbury is the guy that's going to, I know you said hand in glove. I think that's wishful thinking to think that him and Kyler Murray are going to fit together hand in glove. I think Kyler Murray is excellent and he is good enough to be a successful NFL quarterback, but I'm not sure Cliff Kingsbury, we have no evidence that Cliff Kingsbury is good enough to be an NFL head coach. I'm not even sure that we have evidence that he's this quarterback whisperer that we're all saying he is. He had Patrick Mahomes in the Big 12 and they weren't very good. I think Cliff Kingsbury, his biggest claim to fame as far as development quarterback may be Case Keenum. All the rest of the quarterbacks that he had, like Baker Mayfield, he went on to great success with or without Cliff Kingsbury. I'm not sure that we can give Cliff Kingsbury any credit for the quarterbacks that he had, the success that they're going to have, and I'm not sure that he's the right person to develop what Kyler Murray's trying to do.
Okay. So let's take these one step at a time. First of all, Lamar Jackson. I mean, you're right. I mean, if they're going to go back to the wishbone, if they're going to go back to an absolute triple option, if they're going to run the quarterback 25 times a game, I'm intrigued. But I do think you're going to have to be able to throw the ball in the NFL. Right. And you're going to have to be able to throw the ball accurately. This morning on Get Up, they had a stat. Lamar Jackson had the second most off-target throws as far as percentage of his total throws in the NFL last season. Only Josh Allen was off-target more than Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen, 24% of his throws off-target. Lamar Jackson, 23% of his throws. He's exciting. And the run that didn't count last night, the 18-yard touchdown run where he looked like a video game juking one way or another. I mean, it was awesome, right?
Right.
But you know this as well as anybody, Dominique. You're just going to have to be more than that. That's got to be the icing. That's got to be the icing on the cake, right?
So
that can't be the cake.
Well, they did. The Baltimore team did say that in training camp this week that Lamar Jackson did have pinpoint accuracy, to be in the exact words.
Those are reports from training camp. Those are always good. No one ever says anything bad from training camp. 6 for 10 is not terrible, is what he went for last night, but it is preseason. He needs to improve his accuracy for them to succeed. But since we're pulling out stats that we saw and Get Up this morning, I saw that Kyler Murray had 15 plays for negative 13 yards. They had my man Himbo put that on Get Up this morning too. So if we're going there for our stats, I'd rather be 6 for 10 with a touchdown run that got called back than 15 plays for negative 13 yards.
Last week when I'm talking up Daniel Jones' 5 for 5, everybody's like, tap the brakes, pull the reins. It's week 1 of the preseason. But now that it's week 2, everybody's like, well, the evidence is in. This Cliff Kingsbury thing, it's a problem.
5 for 5 or 6 for 6.
Here's what I'd say. Listen, there was 2 throws last night that I actually. It's not that I liked the throws. I liked the decisions from Kyler Murray. There was a throw downfield to Christian Kirk, and it was a post route, and it was a good 20, 25 yards downfield, and Kyler just missed it. You know, he missed it by a yard or 2, overthrew Christian Kirk. And then a second one, a little bit later in the game, to Larry Fitzgerald, also downfield. Now, listen, Kyler is an accurate quarterback. This is not an ongoing problem with Kyler Murray. He hit those kind of plays consistently out of Oklahoma. The point is, what I'm getting with Kyler Murray is, he was 3 of 8 last night, and those drives are adding up to nothing, as you just point out. But are we seeing development? There's going to be rookie problems, right? There's going to be the false starts. There's going to be the delay of games. The safety that he took, I think, was a rookie mistake, not knowing where he was on the field. Just jump forward, get to the 1-yard line. And Dominique, look, man, I defer to you on this. You've been on the field. This false start stuff with the clap, I don't get it. Like, I don't see what he was doing that was extremely overly enthusiastic or deceptive to the defense. He got called twice for that, and it didn't look that different to me than quarterbacks, give me the ball. I mean, it wasn't demonstrative, right?
As a defender, I would love to say that I saw something egregious there, but I'm with you. I didn't see much there. But I do think that it matters. Context matters. We both agree that his coach, or excuse me, the GM saying he's a generational talent is not true. Speaking of Kyler Murray, I think generational talents, you can drop them on a bad roster and suddenly that roster or that team becomes good. But that's not the case for Kyler Murray, nor is it the case for Lamar Jackson. So that's why I'm more intrigued by Baltimore, because the context in Baltimore is so much better. They have an excellent Super Bowl champion coach in John Harbaugh there. They have a top 5 probably in the league defense, and they have some playmakers in a running game. I think Lamar Jackson is in a situation where things will work out well for him. I believe in Kyler Murray. The problem is I don't believe in Arizona. I don't believe in Steve Keim. I don't believe in Cliff Kingsbury. I don't believe in that offensive line, and that's going to be the problem. I'm not intrigued by watching Kyler Murray run for his life and get smashed running an offense that is mediocre at best.
We don't disagree on this, and we can end here, that Cliff Kingsbury, I think, is the bigger concern in Arizona than is Kyler Murray. We need to see protections that put Kyler Murray in a position to succeed. We need to see a running game that gives him the protection of unpredictability to the defense. But when I say Kyler Murray is hand in glove with Cliff Kingsbury, I just believe this, Dominique. If you're going to do the Cliff Kingsbury experiment, right? If you're in, you need to go all the way in. You need to go ahead and give him the quarterback that he supposedly could succeed with. And this is the quarterback he wanted. He wanted to run some version of the air raid. Kyler Murray could run the air raid, and that's what I mean by hand in glove. Now I agree with you. It's on Kingsbury.
I think Kyler Murray is the best quarterback for Cliff Kingsbury, but I don't